This is the I'm Not a Hater podcast featuring Mr. Brown. Back with another episode. Today we're going to talk about life, meaning mental health, and everything in between. We're going to cover a range of maybe a couple topics. I won't say a range, but a couple topics, including the government shutdown and it being November, which is Men's Mental Health Month, and how important it is for men to be in tune with their mental health, right? Because men go through things a lot, and sometimes, most times, it goes unspoken. And so, yeah, we're going to get right into it. Listen, it is November. This is a month that goes by for some people in a flash, for some people it's long. It's the start of really the traditional holiday season. And just remember, be advised that everybody is not having a fantastic time during these times. For some people, it's a reminder that some are no longer here. For others, it is just a difficult time because they are alone. They don't have the same amount of family that others may have. They may not even be in good spirits and good standing with their family, and they have to celebrate the holidays alone because of it. So just um, be more aware when you are talking about your excitement about the holiday season. Again, it starts now, goes through to almost January. So just, be advised. I mean, you could talk about it, of course, because it's life. It is what it is. But just be advised that not everybody is um, going to have a great time when it comes to holiday season. Okay. Listen, Men's Mental Health Month. It's November. Please, if you see a man, check with him. If you see a brother that you know, check with him. Ladies, you can do it too. Create safe spaces for men these days to talk about their feelings. A lot of times, again, men don't get to express how they feel. Most men mask it by saying they're okay, but you can look in their eyes and see that they aren't. A lot of times, men don't share their feelings because they get used against them. And again, being a man, I know how that feels. You don't really want to open up because when an argument comes or something, bad happens, they gonna use the fact that you was, sad or whatever, you was mad about something against you. So what do? You just start saying, I'm okay, I'm good. Like, nothing's wrong. But you got the weight of the world on your shoulders. You got a lot of pressure, right? The world has conditioned men to be quiet about certain issues. Okay. Um, and there's signs like if men start to look sad, be sad, that's a problem. We're not really sad people. We're more jovial, upbeat. If you withdraw from your social activities, right? You once were hanging with your friends all the time, and you go from that to nothing at all. That's a sign. People pay attention to these things. Difficulty concentrating, making decisions. If you struggle with that right now and you once didn't, there's something going on there. Look into it. You're having sleep problems. You can't sleep past 3 hours a night or at all, right? You just up. Your mental health may be affected. Um, and again, like I said, most men won't seek help, right? Because of the way that it's been seen in the world. Like, we don't talk about our problems, we don't voice our concerns because no one really cares. But you can find someone who cares. You can find a therapist. You can find a group, a men's group. You can find that close personal friend that you talk to. You can confide in these people, although you need to be able to trust that close personal friend. But you can find these people. You can trust in them and know that they care about your feelings. And I think for men, a lot of times is that we just want to know that somebody cares. And again, we go through life being, and this is my opinion, but I'm sure a lot of men may agree, we go through life being loved on conditions, right? The condition that we provide, the condition that we protect, the condition that we love, and we give out our love freely and unconditionally. And then we don't turn it off, we don't change it. It just is the way it is. And a lot of times, we don't get that back. We don't see that. We get it back when we're gone, or we get it back once we're passed away. Then oh, I miss someone, I miss dad, I miss grandpa, I miss this. When you had the opportunity to build up their mental health right? Because we don't hear a lot of praise. Um, it could it could change. It could change a man's whole output if you just hear some type of praise at one point. But the lack of praise, the lack of feelings, the lack of all these things that we don't get to express, right? It affects our mental health. So listen, if you know a guy, or you see a guy, or you have a brother, you got a son, you got a husband, etc., and you see that they aren't the same as what they used to be, check in on them. Okay, you see they just going through life, just doing the one two, the usual. Sit them down and have a conversation. You might get a whole bunch of information that you never even thought possible, because their mental health is being affected. Okay, and again, men aren't going to outright come out and say these type of things, so you may have to do a little pulling, a little digging, but I guarantee you, once you pull and dig, it's going to be worth it. Okay, so listen. Also, resources for men's mental health. You have the National Suicide Prevention Hotline, of course, 988. You have the crisis text hotline. You could text home to 741-741. And the National Alliance on Mental Health, that's 1-800-950-6264. Okay, and also you can check out headsupguys.org if you need any more information on men's mental health. That's just my little spiel on why it's important. Just today, give a man a try, give a man a listen, and help him do whatever may be bothering them. All right, so moving on. We've been talking about this government shutdown. It's been all over the place for about a month now. Okay, and it's not the easiest thing. Okay, it is one of the most, in my opinion, over the last couple of years, it's one of the most, how do I put it? It's one of the most difficult shutdowns I've ever seen. Okay, people aren't getting their, SNAP benefits. You've got elections popping up on Tuesday. So, okay, pause for a second. If this isn't any time right now to go out and vote for the change that you need to see in the world, this is it. Okay, government shutdown. We need some changes. We need some people being replaced. We need, all that stuff starts at the bottom. So if you got an election this Tuesday, or you already voted, kudos to you. But if you got an election this Tuesday, you need to be in line. You need to be voting. Okay, there is no excuse at this point. You see what this government shutdown is doing? They they got everybody in a chokehold right now. Okay, federal aid programs are running dry. You got, like I said, SNAP benefits are being delayed. People aren't being paid. They having to stand in food pantry lines. It's just a disaster right now. And to sit around and think like, oh well, it's not me and it doesn't affect me, is one of the wildest things you could say as a person. Maybe if you are American and you're watching this, please feel compelled to get up and vote if you have that right. Okay, they trying to take the right away from people, trying to change the voting laws. Do not allow it. This government shutdown is just wild. Like, I understand that both sides disagree, okay, and they've disagreed my entire lifetime, right? They've never been on the same side about anything. But to sit here and say it's pointing the finger at, is this party's fault or is that party's fault? You know who ends up suffering? The American people. I behoove you, both of you parties, to come together and work towards a cause for the American people. Because the people that voted for President Trump, we may not talk about it, right? Because a lot of times they think, oh, the people on welfare are the black and brown people. Most of the people that are on welfare, again, this isn't a fact that's rarely known. They don't really count this, but most of the people that are on welfare are white. Okay, in rural areas, West Virginias and all the Kentuckys and all those places, they on SNAP benefits too. They're struggling just like the black and brown people that they want to make be the topic of the welfare discussion. They voted for Donald Trump. They trust and believe in the MAGA rights in the Republican way, and the Republicans and the Democrats are failing both parties at the same time. There is no right There is no, oh, the Republicans are right or the Democrats are right. They're both wrong in this situation. This standoff is doing nothing but hurting the American people. Now, I've seen that obviously some judges have blocked this whole not funding the SNAP, and the SNAP has to come through eventually. But at the same time, like, it's way too long. Like, there's some people out here that are literally starving. And I saw a video the other day from a teacher that was saying, because there are a lot of kids again who benefit from these SNAP benefits. Their parents have SNAP benefits. You thought their behaviors were going to rise um, when they had food. Imagine what kind of behaviors they're going to have when they don't have access to food. You thought, little John was bad because he didn't have his Takis today. Well, wait till he can't have his Takis and all that for a month. He coming to tear the school apart. And that's just, sad to say, it's a microcosm of not having SNAP benefits, right? That's the biggest thing on the table right now, is the SNAP benefits. People all over this country are hungry. And yes, food pantries and donation boxes and donation places are helpful, but what happens when they run out of food? Then everybody's going to be hungry. And one of the most meal oriented days is coming up in this month, Thanksgiving. Sad to say, if they don't release some of these benefits, somebody may not have a Thanksgiving dinner to have. They're totally dependent on SNAP benefits to make it work. So yes, the government shutdown. It needs to be a resolution coming soon, because this is going to affect way more than just the people on benefits. It's going to start to affect every American possible. So if you know your rep in your state, your rep, call them, bug them, get them to the point where they talking to the people in Washington about coming up with a resolution so that the American people can get back to the way of life that they are accustomed to, and not this way of life where everybody is struggling at some point and affected by this thing. And you might say this is the agenda of MAGA or what have you, but both sides are wrong in my opinion. Okay, both sides could use a huge conversation about how to work together, how to make things work for the American people, because that's who put them in office. The American people. It's not just a black white issue, it's an American issue, and we are faced with it today. um like I said, some people may end up going without Thanksgiving dinner if this continues, right? If the SNAP benefits aren't given, if healthcare is going crazy, some people may not be able to get medicine, may not be able to take care of their children who have ailments. Okay, so there's a lot of things that need to be solved and need to be fixed between this government shutdown, and the only way that they can do that is, one, get back to work, and then two, work together to make these things happen. Now I know you're probably saying like, they've never worked together, and that is true, but today could be a start of a new day in the world. Okay, we can't sit here and have this, I'm gonna fight for this and I'm gonna fight for this, I'm gonna line these people's pockets, I'm gonna take away from this. Democrats have always fought for the poor, Republicans have always fought for the rich. It can't just be the status quo. They got to work together for the American people, and that's what it is when it comes down to it. Listen, I've said a lot today. Hopefully, you've got something from it. This is the I'm Not a Hater podcast featuring Mr. Brown, and I'll be talking to you real soon. Peace and love. I'm out. Yeah. So be advised, men's mental health is real. Listen, this is off the cuff. Listen, I struggle with it as well. Okay. Every day isn't an easy day. I've gone through many losses, multiple grieving points. Some days I'm up for it, and some days I'm not. Some days I'm entering and saying I'm okay, and some days I'm not. Right? The truth is that some people don't really care about what men have to say. In most cases, you just keep your mouth shut, keep your head down, and just keep pushing through, keep focused. But that's not always the way to go either, because it can turn out to be brutal when you do explode, and you're going to explode on the person that's closest to you, and in most cases it's a person that really cares about you. So listen, this is another PSA. If you are feeling like you are down and out, man, go seek some help, talk to somebody, um, create some type of routine that you go through to decompress in all the situations. Like for me, for example, after a hard day, man, I sit in silence, and just let everything just fall off, right? You could do that, right? It helps you get all your feelings and frustrations out, or you just let them go, and you feel better in some situations, at least in my situation. But listen, this is Mr. Brown. I'm Not a Hater podcast. Wishing you nothing but success and love and peace in your journey during this month, and I'll talk to you soon.